Hello and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here. My name is Vicky and I do all sorts of content on this channel. But today we're going to talk about books, and a lot of you have been really requesting that I start doing more book videos again. So I've got 10 books that I want to share with you that I'm going to be reading soon, and they've really piqued my interest. There's a real variety here. The best thing about this video is that I'm actually working in partnership with the team at HarperCollins, which just is a crazy thing for me to say, but I've teamed up with them. They are a publisher here in the UK. They have kindly sent me 10 books to talk to you about, but I'm going to hold the stack up. You know that game of cards when they all flick everywhere? So I have got these 10 books which they have kindly sent out to me, and there are some absolute crackers in here. But not only am I going to take you through these books, one of you is going to get the chance to win the entire set. Like, not this set, but a brand new set of 10 books sent out to you. So make sure to keep watching until the end to find out how you can enter and win this absolutely amazing prize. This isn't just the latest releases. There are some collectible books in here that would make the perfect addition if you are book mad like me, or if you need a gift for someone special. These would be perfect for a christening gift, or a new baby gift, or a wedding present, or just to put on your own bookshelf, because that's what I want to do with them. So I've got those included in this amazing stack of books. So yeah, definitely make sure that you stick around to the end, find out how to enter this competition, and you can win all 10 of these books that I'm going to talk to you about. So I'm going to take them off my lap before they all end up on the floor. So before we get into the books, I just want to address the elephant in the room, or I should probably say bulldog in the room. Naming no names. I'm not sure how much it shows on camera, but I've actually got quite a colourful bruise over one of my eyes. Basically my two bulldogs had a tussle whilst I had a phone in my hand, and their heads hit my hand, and my military grade, you could drop it from the Empire State Building and it won't break case, basically went into my eyebrow bone. So yeah, my eye is now no longer swollen shut, but there is quite a nasty bruise there. I just wanted to mention it in case people were wondering what it was, or wondering why on earth I seem to have purple makeup on this side and not on that side. So thought I'd put that out there first. But now for what we actually came for. So I'm going to take through these books in no particular order, other than I am going to keep these amazingly beautiful collectible ones until the end, just so that I can dedicate the time. Oh, I just love them. This is just going to be the most amazing prize for someone. So the first book in this collection is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. This really caught my eye, pun not intended. I just really like the cover. Some of the reviews, tender, devastating and funny, the hottest new book, the hottest book of the year, positively inhalable. That one really grabbed me. So this book follows Cleo and Frank, which are just the best names, aren't they? Cleo is 24 at a different party every night. She's got a student visa that's swiftly running out and she doesn't even have the money for cigarettes. And then you've got Frank, who is 20 years older than her. He can give her the security she craves and the green card she needs. As the two rush headlong into an impulsive marriage, what began as a chance meeting will change their lives forever. So when I've read all of these, I'm going to come back and do a video like reviewing them, talking about what I thought and like the ratings and things. So that is Cleopatra and Frankenstein. Can't wait to start that. So the next one I've got is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. She actually wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so if you enjoyed that, then hopefully you'll want to pick this one up. But it says 8 hours, 6 friends, 1 sniper. On the back it says, you can't see me but I can see you. If you try to run, I will shoot. And I was like, that's just drawn me in. This is such a nice copy as well. If you take off the dust jacket, it's got like a bullet hole in the front, and I love the bright yellow. And the winner of this giveaway will actually get the exact copies of these that I'm holding up, so I just think that's really, really nice. It says Red Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with 5 friends. Red's best friend, her older brother, his perfect girlfriend, a secret crush and a classmate. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere, they soon realise that this is no accident. They've been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who clearly wants one of them dead. Not all of them will survive the night. And obviously, as it starts out with 6 of them and it's called 5 Survive, that's already like got me. So I cannot wait for reading this one. The next book I cannot wait to read, and my husband came down yesterday actually and said, should I be concerned? It's called How to Kill Men and Get Away With It by Katy, Brent. And this says, meet Kitty Collins, friend, lover, killer. He was following me, that guy from the nightclub who wouldn't leave me alone. I hadn't intended to kill him, of course, but I wasn't sorry when I did. And despite the mess I made, I appeared to get away with it. That's when my addiction started. I've got a taste for revenge, and quite frankly, I'm killing it. It's razor sharp and immensely funny, outrageous and entertaining, and darkly witty, and I just think that sounds perfect. Basically follows this woman who kills someone and then gets a taste for it and actually gets addicted to going around killing people, and I just think it's an interesting concept, and yeah, I'd like to see where this one goes. Next up is one that is quite frankly quite terrifying looking when you look at the size of it. I've heard so many good things about this book, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. Now, the pronunciation for this one is like a hot debate at the moment in the bookish world. So apparently in an interview with R.F. Kuang herself, she pronounces it Babel, but when she's in the UK she pronounces it Babel, and basically she said that it doesn't really matter which way you pronounce it. It can be Babel, it can be Babel. I'm calling it Babel just because it is actually a book about languages, and I feel like Babel makes more sense, even though it's spelled slightly differently, if that makes sense to you. Anyway, this is an arcane history. This is such a nice book. It's a hardcover. It says an act of translation is always an act of betrayal. Oxford, 1836. The city of dream inspires. It's the centre of all knowledge and progress in the world, and at its heart is Babel, Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, the tower from which all the power of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Swift thought Babel a paradise until it became a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? I just think it sounds so magical. I love the cover, the way the foiling is catching the light. It's got these illustrations on the back. It says, Robin paused, too dazzled to follow. Of all the marvels of Oxford, Babel seemed the most impossible, a tower out of time, a vision from a dream. Those stained glass windows, that high imposing dome, an illumination in a medieval manuscript, a door to a fairyland. It seemed impossible that they should come here every day to study, that they had the right to enter at all. Yet here it stood, right in front of them, waiting. Anthony beckoned, beaming, well, come on in. And I just think I cannot wait to read this. It just sounds so good. So the next book is another new release, and another one that I just love the cover of. Isn't that the most fantastic photo? This just calls to me, like, judge a book by its cover. Yes, I do. And I think this one just looks like something I'm really going to enjoy. I get real feel-good kind of friendship vibes from this. So this is the Garnett Girls, and it's by Georgina Moore. And basically it says, love makes you do things you never thought you were capable of. Forbidden, passionate and all-encompassing, Margot and Richard's love affair was the stuff of legends, but ultimately doomed. When Richard walked out, Margot locked herself away, leaving 3 daughters, Rachel, Imogen and Sasha, to run wild. Years later, charismatic Margot entertains lovers and friends in her cottage on the Isle of Wight, refusing to ever speak of Richard again, but her silence is keeping each of the Garnett Girls from finding true happiness. The Garnett Girls is the captivating debut novel from Georgina Moore, and it asks whether children can ever be free of the mistakes of their parents. And it just sounds so nice, indulgent, escapist and gorgeously atmospheric, and that's exactly what I think of when I see this cover. And it sounds like the 3 sisters go back to this cottage on the Isle of Wight and basically just try and iron out all the family secrets and bond back together. This just looks like it's going to be a really nice read, but I think it's also going to be quite moving and intricate, like family dynamics, so really looking forward to reading that. That is the Garnett Girls. So the next book I've got to read is called The People Before, and again, look at that cover with that house. How creepy does that look? What if your dream house became your worst nightmare? This is by Charlotte Northedge. It says she turns the psychological thumbscrews with relish. This sounds perfect. Like, I want to just cozy up on a dark night when the wind is howling and it's pouring with rain and read this book so I can terrify myself. Though from the back we've got, it's that flash, the lightning movement at the edge of your vision, no more than a flicker, so that you don't know whether you've imagined it. Is it your mind playing tricks, or maybe there really is someone darting swiftly enough to go undetected by all but you? Maybe everyone is right and you are going mad, or maybe you're the only one that sees the truth. And I'm like, this just sounds twisted and I love it. I love the sound of this. So if you are into your twisty thrillers, This sounds like a perfect read. So another thriller, we've got All the Dangerous Things by Stacy Willingham. This one's got an acknowledgement by Karen Slaughter on the front, pacey and sinister. The back's really drawing me in with like this lake and these trees, and it just looks really eerie. So it says, today is day 364. 364 days since my last night of sleep. 364 days since my son Mason was taken from his bed. The police have stopped looking. My husband wants me to move on, but I need to keep his story alive. Someone knows what happened to my son and I'm gonna find them. Yeah, you go. You find out what happened to your son. So this lady lost her son. He was taken from his bedroom, which is just horrifying. Everyone else has moved on, but obviously the mum just doesn't want to. She can't rest until she knows the truth. So she teams up with a true crime podcaster and investigates her son's case, but the podcaster has motives of his own. Long forgotten memories of Isabel's past resurface and doubt begins to cloud her sleepless nights. What if the past is better left buried? That's just really intriguing. Like I said, I will do a vlog where I read all of these and let you know what I think, but I can't wait. So the next 3 books are just the most beautiful books for any collection. They are all illustrated by MinaLima, and MinaLima just create the most beautiful illustrations. If you don't know who MinaLima are, they designed all the artwork for the Harry Potter franchise and Fantastic Beasts. Every book you see, every poster you see was designed by these 2 guys. They've actually got a shop in London and they make the most beautiful books and they illustrate them. This one is a childhood favourite. In fact, they're all childhood favourites. I already own the illustrated copy of Beauty and the Beast, and I've obviously got the Harry Potters that they've released. The camera's not going to do it justice here, so what I'm going to do, I will shoot them, like I will pop in a clip of me opening them up. But basically they all have interactive elements and you can just see like inside, and not only are there beautiful illustrations, but there are all these different elements. Like this one is a travel journal, and you can pull this up and open it and it's got all the pictures and everything. You've got like a map of the forest where you can pull it down almost like a pop-up. Like I said, they're all interactive and they're all so beautifully protected as well. And everyone comes with a paper sleeve or card in front of it so it doesn't ruin the pages. And can you see how they just open up? It just brings the story to life. They are absolutely stunning, but they're so much more than a children's book. You would not expect to open a book and have that page like so beautifully drawn out. So I chose The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. I'm pretty sure you all know the story of The Jungle Book, but it's set in the mystical depths of the Indian jungle where tigers roam the land and monkeys swing from trees. Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book gets reimagined like never before in this stunning new unabridged edition. It's all gold inlaid. These are proper collectible, and like I said, I think this would be beautiful to give as a christening present, or like when someone has a new baby and you don't know what to buy them. It doesn't necessarily have to be a children's book, but how lovely would that look sitting on the shelf in a nursery, and then when the child gets older they've got this really beautiful classic book to keep. So I got The Jungle Book and I cannot wait to put these on my shelf. And I also got Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This has to be one of my favourite stories. Again, the work that goes into illustrating these and the amount of interactive elements. I mean, there's the actual clock from the crocodile. It says croc o'clock. And the pictures, the illustrations, you've got maps, there's medical notes, there's a patient card from the Darling children. And whoever wins this bundle is really getting a treat. I mean, I say give them away, but personally, I wouldn't. Hi, my boys can all have them one day, but for now, all these books are going in my new office. Their spines just make me smile. I have a real thing for collecting books. And last but not least, and probably my most favourite ever, my favourite author from when I was younger was Hans Christian Andersen. Ever since I could read a book, and even before I could read, I used to have Hans Christian Andersen on, I was going to say audiobook. I used to have Hans Christian Andersen on tape, and I would lay in my bedroom and listen to the stories. And then when I could read, they were my favourite. When I chose this book, this is The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales. And when I looked inside, there's The Little Mermaid, there's The Nightingale, The Ugly Duckling, that was one of my favourite stories. The Tinderbox. Let me know, comment down below, have you ever read The Tinderbox? I absolutely love it. I just remember the stories, The Steadfast Tin Soldier, and probably maybe my favourite ever fairy tale, Thumbelina. I cannot wait. Like, I feel like such a child, but I cannot wait to sit and read this through. I'm 100% gonna get myself like a hot chocolate with marshmallows and some biscuits, and I'm gonna properly snuggle up with a duvet and read Hans Christian Andersen, and it will just take me back to being a little girl in my bedroom. And just the interactive elements of these alone, it's magical. I mean, how do people even come up with this? I'm so excited to read it. They are just breathtaking. I mean, I love books in general. Like I said, I always have. I've always been a bookworm, and I've always enjoyed reading. But to get books that mean so much, that are so special, they're just stunning, don't they? So those are all the books on my TBR pile, so I'm really looking forward to digging in. There's a really nice mix of like contemporary, there's some thrillers. They're all quite different. We've got some easier reading. There's quite a lot of variety, so I tried to pick out books for this bundle that I would enjoy, but that I knew that gave a good variety to you as well if you want to enter this competition. So all you've got to do is click on the link in my description box below this video. So go down to where it says see more, click there. There will be a link, and I will make it very obvious. I'll put little things around it, little flashing lights. Now I'll make it very obvious where the link is. You must click on that link and then follow the instructions. It will take you straight to my landing page, and you just follow the instructions on there. It's going to be just as simple as putting in your email address, and that's it. And then you are in for the chance of winning these 10 books. It is open to UK residents only, and the competition runs for 2 weeks from today. So make sure you do enter. It does not cost you anything. There is no obligation for anything. I was just very kindly gifted these books from HarperCollins, and they offered to give my subscribers the selection as well. So if you do one thing today, if you have got, what, 1 minute, maybe 40 seconds, I was trying to hold them up cleverly again, then go and give yourself a chance to win this bundle, because why not? I mean, I was beaming. These came actually on my wedding anniversary, and it was the best present, even though they weren't from my husband, but they were just the best present I could get. My face like lights up when I get books, and I'm just so excited. So I can't wait to read these, can't wait to let you know what I think, and I can't wait to see who wins. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Maybe it's given you some ideas. Subscribe for more reading vlogs. I also do lots and lots of cooking content, shopping hauls, all that kind of thing. And thanks again to HarperCollins for making this possible. Leave some comments in the description if you've read any of these books. I'd love to know, or if you're planning on reading any. If you have read them, I'd love to know what you thought. And does anyone else think Babel just looks like a crazy big book? Yeah, I'm gonna go and get started on these. So that is it for me. I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys. And my stomach just rumbled really loudly.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.